Welcome back to the Daily Wrap. Well, this should be interesting. Newsmax TV personality, and at least for one weekend, a member of Washington's cultural elite, Rick Unger, went to CPAC last weekend, or actually during the week. Why send the progressive booze hound of the show to CPAC? Well, because he was willing to buy his own train ticket and hotel room. Thank you, sir. Rick, obviously, let's start with you. We're going to do winners and losers like yay and nay. Who was the biggest loser?
Well, first I better give credit to my other employer for paying for my train ticket and hotel room, or I might have to pay it next time, SiriusXM. I appreciated it.
Wow.
I thought the biggest winner, as much as it grieves me to say it, was Governor Scott Walker. He did not pack the room, and yet came in a very close second on the straw poll vote.
Now, for those who do not watch the show, you have to understand that Mr. Unger has railed against the governor pretty much every time we brought him up. You're not a big fan, but has he won you over? Does he have your vote in 2016?
Absolutely not. And it's amazing how many people I'm finding in his party who agree with me and for the same reasons.
Really?
So he hasn't, but he did.
But you just called him the big winner.
He was the big winner at CPAC, absolutely. Now, I must hasten to add that CPAC has never had a winner of their straw poll that went on to be the candidate of the party. Let alone, no, he didn't win.
Right,
that's
so
right.
He
came in second. Rand Paul actually won the straw poll by about 2 points.
Now, Heather Hansen, I'm going to take the rest of the segment off because during the break you were saying, Rick, I have so many questions for you about CPAC. So why don't we get a nice little two-shot there in the control room and
ask your questions.
Take over.
What did you think of Jeb Bush?
I actually thought he held his own. I really did. I mean, this was an audience that was not favorable, although he did bus in a lot of people. It was fascinating. The story we thought that was going to exist for 24 hours before he arrived was this planned protest.
Right, which you talked about.
Everybody was going to get up and either turn their back on him or walk out. You know what went wrong with that? They didn't realize, the protesters, that you better get in line first to get into the room.
Right.
Because by the time Governor Bush's folks that they had bussed in from K Street filled the room, there wasn't much room for any protest.
Yeah.
So it never really came off. I thought he held his own. I thought he took it like a man when they booed him.
Right, he handled that really well.
He did. So, you know, I can't say he was a winner, but he wasn't the loser he could have been.
And the other thing I wanted to ask, and I've brought her up almost every day last week, but Carly Fiorina, I think that she is the one woman on the scene who maybe, because it looks like Hillary is going to be much more proactive about the gender issues. And so it seems like Carly may be the only person who can maybe counter that a little bit. What did you think of her?
You know, people tend to like Carly Fiorina, but they don't talk about her. Of all the conversations that I had, she never came up once.
Really?
She really did.
Is it because she's run for office before and didn't win? I know she ran in California, and that's kind of a tough hill to climb for any Republican. Right. So she's 0 for 1, and how could she, if she can't win in California, how's she going to win the presidency?
I think that she just hasn't, well, she certainly hasn't captured the heart of the Tea Party. So she hasn't captured the heart of CPAC.
But don't you think she's really pushing for the vice presidency anyway?
Maybe, but I don't think that she has a lot to offer because, as Joe just said, she's from California. Couldn't even deliver California.
But she's a woman.
So there are women that would make a lot more sense.
Did you watch, did you observe, do you have a horse in that fight in any capacity? What were your thoughts?
I think that I have just a generalized theory about what will work, having worked on national campaigns and successful presidential campaign. Jeb Bush and Portman from Ohio would probably be the strongest ticket.
Agreed.
It would deal with the gender issues. Why? Softer argument. Suburban mothers would certainly feel comfortable about Portman a lot. He has an openly gay son, I believe, which begins to mitigate against some of the harshness that some people feel the Republicans generate, and that causes losses in the suburbs. Bush would be very, very good because you go right down the center, and he can win that South Carolina primary.
Let's not forget that Jeb Bush, in all likelihood, delivers Florida.
Well,
and Rob Portman
delivers
can
Ohio,
deliver Ohio,
which is the
find
end of
a way for the Democrats
which is the
to
end of the
win
electoral map
without those two states.
Now, you know it's more fun to talk about the losers.
Oh,
right.
The loser,
about a minute and a half, so
the loser was very much Mike Huckabee because he didn't show up.
I think Harold Stassen was the worst.
Well, okay,
but
so
you know,
Huck.
There's something I do have to add. I considered myself a winner. And the reason I did was I had the opportunity to go to CPAC and have some fantastic conversations with people who don't see the world the way that I do. But once they knew I cared about what they had to say, we had some really, really good talks.
Do you see what he did?
So
That's great.
Actually,
They stepped right away from the
see,
losers.
there I am with the sheriff of Milwaukee County and his friend.
Oh, wow, look at that.
That's wonderful.
But still, I am so impressed with what you just did.
What's
Totally.
that?
You took the losers part of this segment. You said, you know who the big winner was?
I am an
won.
optimistic guy. I'm
Rick
an
Unger.
optimistic
You don't wanna
guy. I
point
don't
out
care
any
about
losers.
losers. I care about winners.
You talk about Huckabee. He wasn't there. Who was the
He wasn't there.
biggest loser that was there? 10 seconds.
Boy, I don't know if I can say beyond him. I don't think there was one. I really
No
think
one
that
embarrassed
Mike was
themselves
it.
then.
Nobody really. I mean, Walker could have been because of his comment about if I can handle, 100,000
Protesters.
teacher
Yeah,
protesters, I can handle.
That was
Okay.
definitely equivalent. Yeah.
All right. And on that note, we'll talk more about this, I have a feeling. Coming up next, it's potluck time. This is the Daily Wrap, and it's only on Newsmax TV.